Okay, so hello everybody. I've never done this before. I've made lots of videos of my car before, but I've never actually made a video of the car with some commentary. So apologies, it's not the best evening, it's quite windy, and as you can see it's quite overcast, so it could start raining very suddenly, and if it does I'll stop and get the covers back on. So yeah, I've made lots of videos of the car while it's in motion, and just silent walkabout tours, but I've never actually spoken about the car before. So this is SRH 34725. She was delivered in June of 1978 to her first owner of 20 years, Mr. Grady of Norwich. And after a lot of investigation, I was able to establish that Mr. Grady is still very much alive and well. In fact, his daughter Caroline is friends with me on Facebook, and I regularly take photographs and videos of my car and send them to her so that she can show them to her father. And so the first owner was Mr. Grady. He owned the car for 2 years. He owned the car for 20 years. Second owner owned the car for 20 years. And I have owned the car for 2 years. It'll be 2 years. It's actually 2 years this month. I have wanted a Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow since I was, for as long as I can remember. I think probably since I was about 10. And I took the plunge 2 years ago. Now, everything you see about the car is completely original. I have spent probably, over the last 2 years, maybe the best part of £10,000 on mechanical repairs. So a lot of new parts, new shock absorbers, new tyres, brakes fully overhauled, new brake pipes, new brake lines, etc. And car's running very well. But everything that you can see visually about the car is exactly as it was in 1978. Nothing has changed, with the exception of so inside here you will see that I have added 2 teardrop headrests. So I ordered these a year ago from Flying Spurs, and they were able to match them to the seat covers absolutely perfectly, so I was very pleased with that. I'm not going to tell you how much they cost, eye-watering amount of money, but absolutely worth it, I believe, because I think that it helped to make the car. So it has its flaws. I have an original cassette player which came out of another car, also a 1978 car, and I need to get it fitted just here. So I already have it, so I'm going to get that fitted a little bit later this month. Beautiful woodwork. Now the car has its flaws. There are flaws in the paintwork. There are little flaws inside the car, but I don't mind that because that is part of the car's character, and that's one of the things that I enjoy about it, the fact that you can tell that the car is 42 years old. It's not concours condition, it's not going to win any car shows, but that's not why I bought it. I bought this car to drive on the road and to enjoy it, which is something that I do an awful lot of. So I take the car out a bare minimum of 10 miles every week, weather permitting, and it's usually okay. It rains sometimes, but that's okay. So I take her out at least once a week. Often I'll take it into work with me. I'm intending to take her into work with me tomorrow. And I take her out at the weekends. My mum and my sister enjoy being chauffeured around in the back of the car. They find it entertaining, and so do I. So I think I've done about, mileage at the minute is 105,757, and I think I'm responsible for about 6,700 of those miles in 2 years. She's probably got another 40 or 50,000 miles in her, I hope. I thoroughly enjoy driving this car, and I enjoy owning this car, so I'm just going to get the keys out, start her up. I'm not going anywhere, but I will start her up. Oop. Okay, so normally she starts first time every time, so of course when I'm making a video, it's the one occasion where it takes 3 goes. To be honest, I normally use both hands when I'm starting her up, and I focus much more on what I'm doing with my foot, and I just wasn't giving her enough welly. I also forgot to press the accelerator before I started a couple of times, and that's because I was making this video. So if I hadn't been making the video, she would have started first time. So she's taking over nicely at the moment. The car's always a little bit louder when you first start it up, and then after about 2 minutes or 3 minutes, once you tap the accelerator, the automatic choke, well usually the automatic choke goes off by herself actually, and then she quietens down a little bit and good to go. If the weather had been a little bit better today, this evening, as you can see it's very overcast, so I'm not going to risk taking her out on the road. She was polished today and cleaned, so I don't want to take her on the road and then get her all dirty again, because I do intend to take her into work tomorrow. So I hope you've enjoyed this little video. I didn't make a script intentionally. I decided I was just going to speak and tell as much as I can remember about the story of the car. I'm just her current custodian. Somebody else will hopefully have the pleasure of the car after me. Thanks for watching this. Thank you. Bye everybody.